Hey everybody, if you are watching this video, it means it is time for registration. So get excited for that. I wanted to make a quick video to just walk you through the process of how to register in case you need a quick reminder and to highlight a couple resources. So to get started, you want to start at My WWC. You should be able to log in there with the first part of your Warren Wilson College email. Once you get to this page for registration, you're going to want to focus on this academics tab. So clicking on here, it'll bring up a new list of options. There's a lot of good stuff here to look at, but for today we're going to focus in on this advising and registration button. So go ahead and click on that button. This will bring you up to a super useful page. There's a lot of resources on this page that you will want to know about. The first being the general education requirements. So if you're not clear what classes you need to take for Gen Eds, this resource will walk you through the classes the categories of classes that you need to take. And there's some descriptions down here if you need a little bit of help understanding like what we mean by humanities or civic identity and so forth. So that resource is on there for you. If you then are like, okay, well, I know what categories of classes I need to take, what classes are being offered this upcoming semester that meet those qualifications. That's this next resource down here, classes by general education requirement. I prefer this sorted by designation. So if you open up this document, you will see here in this first column the Gen Ed category or designation, and then the classes that meet that requirement. So this first page, you can see you need three civic identities. These are some options you can take in the spring. Here are some options for artistic expression, and so on and so forth. So this, again, is a good resource for you ahead of time and on registration day. The last resource I want you to know about on here is the major checklist. So if you have a major in mind already, or if you're curious what kinds of classes are required for other majors, this link is going to be really helpful for you. It's really majors and minors. So you can come through and look at a major or a minor and see what classes are required for that major or minor. So the foundation section is a good place to start and see the classes that you need for a major for certain, and then you often get down to area requirements where you get a little bit more choice. But especially as a first year or sophomore, you'll probably want to start mostly up in these foundation courses. A quick note, these triangles, they indicate that this class doubles as a general education requirement. So for example, if you take general biology for the biology major, great, but you also get credit for it on your general education checklist as well. So jumping back over here, those are some of the main resources that you'll need on registration day. Scrolling back up to the top, you should see add/drop courses. If you click on add/drop courses, it'll take you to your search. Make sure you're in the right semester for what you're looking for, or the right term if you're looking for a term class. You can see here the basic course search. I ideally like to search by department and see what classes are available in departments. You can also do more search options so that if you want to limit, say for example, you're at 14 credit hours and you want to get to 16, you can say, let's see all the 2 credit hour classes to get me to 16 credit hours. But a lot of times just this department is enough. So for example, let's look at some art classes. If you put art in there, perhaps you're looking for your artistic expression GE, or maybe you want to major and minor art. You can see here when you search, it'll give you the list of all the art classes. A couple things to note about this. This first part here is the course code. So it indicates the level of difficulty to an extent of a course. A good rule is that if it's in the 1000s or 2000s, it's a good first year, second year course. And if the class goes up into the 3000s or 4000s, it's typically a good junior senior course, or you can at least expect it'll have some prereqs attached to it, some classes you would have to take first. Then here you get to see the name of the class, the faculty member instructing it, how many seats are currently open, if the class is open or full or waitlisted, the schedule. This here is an important note that trips people up a lot. TR is Tuesday and Thursday. T is Tuesday, R is Thursday. The length of the class, you can see the number of credit hours here. That's important to note because ideally you're shooting to register for about 16 credit hours per semester. And then here you can see the start and end date, which actually is pretty important because Most of our classes are semester based. They're going to run for the fall semester from August to December, or for the spring semester from January to May. However, as you've probably noticed, we do have some term classes, and terms run half of the semester. So they run 7 weeks instead of 14, and these dates can be a good indicator of that. For example, book forms is a term class. It's term 3, which is the first term of the spring semester. I can tell that because the dates are just half of the semester, and I can also tell it because the section number starts with a 3, or semester-long classes it starts with an S. And then another good example to look at here is paper making. This is term 4, the second half of spring semester. I can tell from the dates, and also because the section number here starts with a 4. So when you're ready to register for a class, you will click on a link, and when registration is open, you should see a big green button here that says Add Course. You will add that course by clicking on that button, or if the class is full, you can be added to the wait list. So that's a quick summary of how to go through registration. If you are looking for support, SEAC does registration breakfast on the day of registration as well, typically from about 7 to 9. There's support offered all day in the SEAC on registration days, all the way until 5. So feel free to come by to the SEAC, the first floor of Jensen, if you have any questions. All right, happy registration.